Hello, hello. Good afternoon, good morning, good day. Thank you for connecting. Today, we're going to be talking about signs that you're hiding behind your closet. What are some of those signs that you're hiding behind the things that you wear, and how to get you out of that to really show up as your most authentic self and to wear clothes that expresses who you are and really connect to um, your personality and the messages that you want to portray. So thank you very much for joining me today on another episode of Styling in the Dark. This is where I go through all the style frustrations, all your style struggles that you have and you're experiencing, and really move you in the direction of dressing as your authentic self, showing up more in spaces that you want to show up in, having the confidence to not only wear the things that you love and enjoy and feel great in, but also having the confidence to really pursue your goals with, unapologetically you and showing up in those spaces that your voice and your expertise is required. So thank you very much for joining me again. For those of you who are joining me for the first time, my name is Solita Roberts. I'm an image coach and personal stylist. I helped professional women and entrepreneurs really refine their style, taking you from this level to this level when it comes to your wardrobe, and really giving you the tools that you need to be able to create a wardrobe that helps you to strengthen your brand, helps you to strengthen your confidence, and really help you to get into the space where you're being seen, you're being heard, and of course, you're being paid your worth, right? So that is quite important. Not only do I want you to be seen and heard, but I also want you to be able to get value for your expertise and being able to get paid for definitely what your worth. So today, as I said, we're talking about, just addressing 3 indicators that you may be using clothes to hide. And that's not what we want. We're not, as humans, we're not made to hide. We want to be a part of communities. We want to grow. We want to learn. We want to engage. We want to have a space that we can, just get together with our peers and feel confident in ourselves and really be able to speak up and use our voices. And sometimes what happens is that the clothes that we wear is as a we use that as a shield to hide behind certain things that's happening in our lives, whether or not we're going through a divorce, relationship change, weight gain or weight loss. There are different things that can be happening in your life right now that's contributing to you wearing certain type of clothing that's not really allowing you to shine and not really allowing you to express who you are, right? And you're not wearing anything that flatters your body. You're not wearing anything that builds your confidence. And as a result, you're not able to really step into your purpose and really step into, that space that you want to be in to really empower and inspire not only yourself, but people around you, right? So we're going to be touching on those 3 indicators that you're hiding behind your clothes. And the first indicator that I want to touch on is that you tend to lean towards clothes that don't fit, right? And this is a really, really, really big one because a lot of persons, a lot of women in the space where, especially in the workforce, where you think that you're being professional and pretty doesn't go hand in hand. Being professional and dressing a certain way doesn't go hand in hand. And it sometimes comes from the negative feedback that you may have gotten from your coworkers coworkers around you, especially if you work in an environment where there are a lot of males around, and maybe the comments you're not comfortable with them, and as a result, instead of wearing clothing that flatters your body, you think it's in your best interest, and so that you don't feel uncomfortable in being in these settings, that you shouldn't wear clothes that fit your body, that you should wear clothes that cover, that hides. And that is unfortunate that like a lot of women experience that. But there's something that I've always said, that you cannot control how someone acts or behaves, and their reaction and the way they behave should not impact how you show up as yourself, how you step into these spaces, being your authentic self, wearing the things that you love. Now, there's a difference between, you wearing something inappropriate to work that, just totally exposes everything, in an appropriate way, or you're wearing appropriate clothing, but because of your body type, because women are not, especially women of color, we have curves, we have breasts, we have a lot going with for us, and it shouldn't be things that you shy away from, but embrace, because your body is beautiful, right? So wearing anything that covers your entire body is not flattering to you, and you're hiding behind that, which is not allowing you to really step forward and be yourself. I remember like growing up when I was going through my teenage phase, where I was trying to figure out, who like who I am, and what are some of the things that I like, and my purpose and all of that. I remember I used to wear like baggy pants, baggy t-shirt, like that was my go-to outfit. I thought it was cool. It's like I was experimenting, trying to figure out, what style I liked, because I didn't really like anything that clinged to my body. I thought, it send the wrong message to have, as a teenager, to have anything clinging to my body, and to have like my shoulders out or anything like that. So I wear really big jeans, really big t-shirt. But it wasn't until like I started to go into my own and really get in tune with who I am, and how I wanted to express myself, that I went in the opposite direction. I kind of wore things that made me felt happy and confident, and was definitely for me. So what I encourage you to do is to really embrace your body type, right? Don't get into that space where you're taking on someone else's expression of, or negative comments, or maybe they don't feel comfortable with their body type, and as a result they're projecting that on you. So don't make that a part of your being, and take that on as to why you should not show up as yourself. So my tip to you, the first, in overcoming this and really getting into wearing things that flatters your body, fits your body type, is to know your body shape. Learn your body shape and understand how to dress it, right? And I think that's important. The first step for you to do to really dress your body type and really wear clothing that shows and expresses who you are, is to learn your body type. And there are a lot of, there are 5 different body types. I can go deeper into that in another video, that I will do later in the future, where we talk about body type. Because once we understand our body type, then we're able to embrace certain aspects of our bodies, and really know how to, we're not hiding our bodies, but we're wearing pieces that enhance the areas that we love, and we're wearing pieces that distracts from the area that we don't necessarily feel comfortable with. But it's not wearing clothes to hide who you are and hide your body, and really um, 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 just hiding in the background because you don't want to draw attention to how you look because of those negative comments. So that's the first sign that you are hiding behind your clothes, because you're wearing extremely large clothing that do not fit or flatter your body. And the second way in which you are, wearing clothes to hide behind, is that you haven't, how do I put this? How many of you can say to me that within the last week or two that you've really thought about what you want to wear and thought about how you want to feel and thought about, the message that you want to portray, right? There's so many things going on in our lives that sometimes we tend to think getting dressed is not as important. It's not as impactful as every other thing that's happening in our lives, right? But the reality is, what you wear does reflect on you, right? It does send certain messages as to who you are and what you stand for and what are your beliefs. It also builds your confidence, right? If you're feeling down or anxious about a client meeting or a career opportunity, wearing pieces that really uplift you, wearing colors that really uplift you, does help to build your confidence. So when you get on screen, when you get on those calls, you can really express who you are and really show up as your most authentic self, really have that conversation to let people know who you are and what is it you stand for and what's important to you, because it does help you to show up that way, in that confident manner. So it's important that you take a little time for yourself in the mornings, maybe plan in the evenings as to, what does your calendar look like? What is it, like, what are some of the most important things on your calendar for that day or that week, and try and allot some time in the morning. It's the same time that you would have taken to commute to the office, is what I'm saying to you. Just take 5 minutes, 5 extra minutes in the morning to get dressed, comb your hair, put on some makeup if you wear makeup, put on things that really make you feel great. And I what you will realize that once you keep repeating these habits of just doing a little bit more for yourself, adding a little bit more to your appearance, taking that time to really love yourself and connect with yourself in the mornings, it really does impact how you go about your day, the mood that you're in, and the confidence that you have. So take some time to really pay attention to what you wear, because maybe you're one of those persons who are thinking, especially if you're one of those persons who are thinking that you don't have to put a lot of attention into your physical appearance because you have a great personality, you have years and years of expertise in the field that you're in. So it's like, why even bother, right? I'm coming with all of these expertise and all of these different things, that should be enough. Yes, we would love if that is enough in this space and place that we're in, but unfortunately that's not how we do things, especially in the virtual world. That's not how we do anything. We don't just go out in the supermarket and buy something that we're not familiar with by just saying, oh yeah, I need a bottle of wine, so let me just grab. No, you look at the label, you read what is it made of, where is this made, different things, right? Because your outfit is your packaging. It's what draws people in. It's what grabs their attention to really connect with you and really want to know who you are, because that's the first step. If I'm meeting you for the first time, and especially in the virtual space, when you get on camera, I don't know anything about you, right? Your audience don't know anything about you. So there must be something within that couple of seconds, 3 seconds, 5 seconds, however long it is, for you to make an impact and connect with that person before you can even say, hi, my name is Salita, right? People are looking at you, and there are things about your appearance that will draw them in, whether or not it's an earring or a necklace, or your lip color, something that they can find a connection and to be able to start that conversation off. So I encourage you to really take that time to show up as your best and most confident version of yourself, right? To really portray who you want to be and how you want people to perceive you. So my question that I want you to, every time you're thinking about, I don't need to put a lot of effort in getting dressed, I want you to ask yourself this question: how would you show up? Think about your most confident, your most your best self. How would that version of you show up? What would she be wearing? Right? Think about that. And also think about, while you're at home or you're in the office, if an opportunity comes to you in like 2 seconds. You got a phone call and say, hi, there's this opportunity that you've been waiting for. You've been excited about it. Can you come in the next 5 minutes? If you have to say to that person, oh, I need to go and get dressed. Can I get 5 more minutes because I need to go and change? That means that you need to do some work around what you're wearing, because you want to always dress for those opportunities. You want to always ensure that you are appropriately dressed for those opportunities, right? So I want you to just ask yourself that question. What would your most confident, your best self version of yourself, what would she be wearing, right? And whatever you think of, whatever you envision yourself, your future self as, and your best self wearing, start building your wardrobe around that. Start creating that wardrobe that supports that woman. Don't wait until you have the opportunity. Don't wait until you're there in the space to work on your appearance. Now is actually the best time to do that, because once you get to the opportunity, you've already positioned yourself as a leader. You've already positioned yourself as an expert. You've already positioned yourself to really show up as your strongest self. So you don't have to get prepared when you're there, right? You've already prepared to be in that position. You've already done everything to be in that position. So that's what I encourage you to do, to really start working on the person that you want to be today, and don't wait until you are at that space to do that. So put some effort into what you're wearing. That's my first thing. The second tip for you is to really start putting some effort into what you are wearing, because we need to see you showing up as your bold, most beautiful, most confident self, right? And that is where you get the confidence, the ability to really use your voice, the ability to really step into those spaces and ask for, those opportunities that you want, and really make an impact. Thank you very much for joining. I appreciate you, everyone, being here. Thank you. So my third tip to you, the third sign that you're really hiding behind your clothes, is that you view clothes as a means of covering up instead of expressing yourself. And I like to think of it as, it's required that we get dressed, right? It's actually a crime if you try to step out your door not wearing any clothes. So it's a necessity. It's absolutely important and necessary for you to put on some clothes. So what you do, you grab the closest thing to your hand and you put that on, right? You get dressed, not thinking of, what's my message? How do I want to feel? How do I want to show up? You're not thinking of any of those things, because clothes is just a necessity. It's a requirement. But what I encourage you to do is to really use clothes as a way to express who you are. Because sometimes what happens is that, because we see clothes as, a means to an end, or just to cover up, certain flaws that we have this mindset of, feeding into those negative things that were being told to us, whether or not we feel, a certain way about our bodies. We're not confident in our bodies. We're not confident in, having big boobs, big butt, whatever it is. We're not embracing that. So we tend to where you're in a space like, okay, you're struggling to really show up as yourself. How can I express myself when I don't feel comfortable in my body? And having that reoccurring like thought and process and everything that you're thinking of sometimes is what does affect you from really expressing your creative self. I want you to think about, what are some excuses that you make to yourself every single time you think about, someone said, oh, you can pull that off. You'll be like, do you go like, no, I can't pull that off. I'm too old, or I'm too tall, or my hips are too broad, my boobs are too big. Do you make those type of excuses every time you're thinking about getting dressed? And the reason why you cannot wear certain things, or the reason why you can't work on your style right now, because you're not in a space where, okay, yes, I'm at my ideal weight. I'm confident. I'm feeling great about myself. And sometimes that is what happens. We have these reoccurring negative thoughts that's going on in our head, and as a result, it's stopping us from really getting dressed and really expressing who you are. If you love, like, it's springtime, spring is coming up, and you with COVID-19, being at home, there may be a little extra pounds that you would have gained, and being at home, and you're like self-conscious about, oh my gosh, I think I gained some weight, I can't wear my spring clothing. Like, no, don't do that. The only thing that you shouldn't be wearing is things that don't fit you, flatter you, or give you the boost of confidence that you need. If you love the pieces in your closet, definitely wear them. Definitely, start paying attention to what your thought process is. What is, some of the things that you think about? Because when we have these negative thoughts about, surrounding our appearances and surrounding our bodies, we're looking for evidence. So you start, because you have this negative feeling about your body type, you start looking for evidence as to whether or not you gain weight, whether or not you lost weight, whether or not, your clothing is not fitting because your hips are too broad or your shoulders are too narrow, whatever it is. You start looking for those evidence. You start looking for things that confirm to you that, oh yes, this is why, I don't even bother with getting dressed. This is why I don't pay attention to, going overboard with my style or anything like that, because the evidence is there, because you're looking for them. So as I said before, it's to really learn your body type and understand what are some of the things that you can wear to flatter your body. What are some of the things that you can wear to really feel confident, so that you can show up as your best self, because that is what you want to do, not to hide behind your clothes. Because when you hide behind your clothing, you're losing out on opportunities. And these are not just opportunities to grow your business or your career, but it's an opportunity to want to express yourself, an opportunity for you to feel confident in yourself, and an opportunity for you to, grow your connection and really share your knowledge. Because when you don't feel confident about yourself and you don't feel confident about what you're wearing, you're not going to have the confidence to really speak up, to really, raise your hand and say, yes, I am willing, and I pledge, and I challenge, whatever it is you value the most. So that is what I encourage you to do, not to hide behind your clothing. Don't hide behind unflattering pieces. Don't hide behind the notion that your appearance shouldn't matter and people should love you for who you are. Yes, they should, but at the same time, you want to show up as your best dressed self. Don't hide behind, clothing as a means of covering up, but I really want you to start wearing pieces that expresses who you are, and, communicates your message as to what you want the world to know about you. What is it you want people to know about you when they come in contact with you? So while there are many factors that can, really lead us down the rabbit hole of, hiding and really not showing up, in a way that expresses ourselves freely, and being feminine, and our individualities. There are many reasons for that, but these three reasons that I highlight today is things that I encourage you that you can really work towards. You can really make an effort to get over, the negative mindset that you have when it comes to your appearance, your body type, and how you get dressed in the morning. So I want to ask you a question. Have you ever seen this played out in your life, where you're using clothes to hide, and as a result, you're not showing up as yourself, you're not, expressing yourself freely, and as a result, you're also losing opportunities? So let me know in the comments if you've ever had any ever seen this played out in your life, where you're really hiding behind your clothes, right? Because I want to encourage you, as I said before, to really step into your own, to really embrace who you are and express your individuality. And if it's something that you find that you struggle with, because sometimes we may know things, but when it comes to taking the action step necessary, it's kind of difficult for us. We need that cheerleader, we need that coach, we need that mentor, we need that friend to really help us along to get push past our limiting beliefs. And that's where I can assist you with that. I do have I think a great starting point for anyone that's thinking about just dipping your toe into really understanding how to dress, your body type, what to wear, how to show up for certain meetings and certain aspect of your life. The shop your closet segment is actually a great way to start. It helps you to really get an understanding as to how to look at your closet differently. Look at the things that you have in your closet and how to rework the things that you have so that you can express yourself better. And that's something I want to introduce you to. I will put that in the chat as well so that you can sign up for that. That's an opportunity that definitely you want to capitalize on, because it's another way for you to get that coaching and that help that you need to really express yourself and have fun with what you wear, because that is what your style should be about. It's an extension of who you are. And if you're saying to yourself you're professional, you're powerful, you're confident, then of course you need to start wearing pieces that express that side of you. And those pieces are already in your closet. You just need help in trying to put them together and ensure that you have the tips and all the necessary tools to be able to get dressed every single day. So definitely hit that link and sign up for secure your spot for the Shop Your Closet segment. It's something that I have every single week that you can capitalize on. So coming up next week, I want to thank everyone for coming here today. But coming up next week, we are going to do some spring cleaning, but not spring cleaning in cleaning out your closet or cleaning out your home or anything like that. We're doing a body mindset spring cleaning, right? I'm going to be sharing with you some of my top tips for loving your body, because that is where we have the mindset of that we have to get over of how we view clothing and how we view our appearance and getting dressed. And then there's the bigger part of it, which is how we view our bodies, right? So coming up next week, I'm going to share with you some of my top tips to really decluttering your mind when it comes to your body and get you in a space that that you can love your body again, and you can embrace your body no matter the shape or size, right? You're beautiful as you are. So I will see you same place, same time next week, Thursday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you very much for joining me. And as I said, don't forget to click the link that I drop in the comments to have your style session with me as I shop your closet. So thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your day and see you guys later. Bye.